Now, how do you handle stubborn, family members who ask for money all the time to a point whereby you feel like they're on your throat? That's what we say in Kenya. Like you feel so much angry and rage deep inside of you, and you're like, why can't these guys understand I also have my own responsibilities? I mean, what exactly can I do? Because hey, guess what? They are for my family members. Yes, I love them. I would love to support them. But guess what? They're actually crossing the boundaries. I'm in a situation whereby I can't even handle myself. This is the kind of a conversation usually happens, especially with guys who are actually outside the country. They're in Gulfs, Americas, whatever the places they are. They are trying the best they can, okay? It's okay they have the luck, but now the family members back at home are actually pulling their leg to a point whereby they can't even support their own family members. Now, today I'm going to share with you 9 points that you can actually incorporate in your life to actually handle these guys, because there is a trick of handling these guys. And guess what? I ain't gonna follow the normal procedure like one to up to no. I'm gonna be naming all these points randomly. All right, let's go to the point number one. The very point number one is that avoid emotional manipulation, and also that can lead you to breaking your own principles. You see, there's something that about the family members. You see, I've told you, you love them. That's the very first thing. So, because you love them, then it means like whenever they tell you, you're likely to help them because, hey, come on, I mean, after all, this is my brother, this is my sister, this is my mother, this is what have you, this is my aunt, and what kind of you. So, avoid emotional manipulation. And what exactly can you be able to do this? Separate the issue of money with the emotions. I always tell people, incorporate your thinking more than how you feel. So if you think about money more than you feel, then you'll be able to go ahead and do what? Now the point number two, always ask the real questions. Authenticate the reason as to why they're asking this money, so that at least you can correlate the things and ask yourself, okay, fine, is the reason why they're asking for this money actually genuine, and all those kind of things? Because for example, if someone just calls and tell you, hey, guess what, sir, I would like you to help me with money, why my wife is not feeling well, and all those kind of things, and probably that is not an existence issue. So at that particular point, you are like, okay, fine, okay, this is a wife like mine, you see, this is a kid like mine, you see, this is like, let me just go ahead and do that. See, now you're being what we call emotionally manipulated. So the only thing you can do is that make sure that you are always out there, your tentacles are actually upright, and you ask yourself and authenticate the reason as to why these guys are asking money. And I always tell people, it's always good to have like a couple of guys who are back at home and be able to monitor the situation, send them there and say, hey, guess what? I know how to, the appropriate answer that I always gave them is that, okay, fine, I'll think about that and I'll be able to return to you. At that particular point has given you an allowance, a window of allowance to actually ask yourself, fine, if I send this, if I do this, if I do that, rather than being asked, hey, guess what? I would like us to help you. We would like you to help us with like 10,000. Because you're like, okay, fine, which number? Boom, you've sent the money, boom. And then by the time you realize you acted in an emotional way to a point whereby you've lost some of the money, and again, you've been manipulated. Yes, because let me tell you one secret. These family members, what they do is that whenever you help them, they reach to a point whereby they no longer view it as a help, they view it as their responsibilities. That's why they even start attaching you some of the responsibilities of their lives, okay? The other point is that it's always good to make sure that you set the boundaries between you and them. Let them understand. You see, there are sometimes they can't call you for the purposes of money. There are some questions they cannot actually ask you. Maybe let's say it's a problem of 200, 300, they can actually solve that one. Call me when you have a sort of a serious problem. Again, you see, when you actually allow yourself to be dragged to a point whereby somebody can actually call you for the 400 Kenyan shillings. And I'm not denying the fact that people can't lack 100 Kenyan shillings. They can lack. But the point is this, when you allow yourself to be dragged to that point, then you're opening a door that will be very hard for you to actually close out there. It's always good to do or draw boundaries between them. Let them know. You see, if you can't give them, you have to lend them. Or if you see, there's some family members, for example, if somebody comes here and tells you, hey, guess what, I would like you to help me buy food because and these guys are drunkard. So you'd rather buy them the actual foods and what have you and tell them, hey, go cook for your families and what have you, rather than giving them the cash money, because at the end of the day, they're going to use the cash money, go manipulate or go drink and do whatever. And then next time they come to you because they have now attached some responsibilities on top of you. So at all the time, it's good to set the boundaries. Let them know there are some of the things that they cannot ask you. Let them call you when it's appropriate. It may sound as if it's rude. No, it is not rude. What happens is that when you set those boundaries, you tell them, hey, when it comes with this particular time, unless it's a serious emergency, I'm okay, you can call me. But when it comes about the issues of money, if you can just call me like immediately, just because you thought now I've been paid, you give me a call, and then I said, you are likely to fall into what we call the emotional manipulation. So it's always good to make sure that you differentiate the situation, set the boundaries, and let them know who you are. When you're starting, it's quite tough, but as you move along, you're going to understand that it actually works. The other thing is that communicate openly and affirmatively. Tell them, hey, guess what? For me, I don't believe in this, I do believe in this, and I don't believe in the other. So for me, this is how I function, and openly. But again, be kind, be calm, because, hey, they might misinterpret this information to you being rude, you being braggadocio, and something of sort. It's always good to make sure that at least you communicate affirmatively. Also, it's good to make sure that you tell them, hey, guess what? This is how I love my things to be done. If you would like to call me about money, at least you should give me some allowance and time to actually do this and all the other. And again, at this particular point, also learn to say no. See, they tell you, hey, I would like you to lend me like 2,000. Tell them, no, I cannot be able to do that. I would request that you find a place where you can be able to get that solution. For now, I cannot be able to do so. Why? You cannot give a reason, or you cannot give a reason. You can say, hey, for now, I'm actually having a project that is going on, or for now, I'm actually about to pay school fees, or for now, I'm doing this or the other. It's not good to actually them calling you, say, hey, I will send you this, okay, no problem, and then you keep them setting or packing. That is not a good character, because first of all, if you tell them you're going to send them and then you set them packing, they will wait for you until you do that specific thing. But when you tell them straightforward at the very first time, no, I won't send you. No, I won't do that. They understand there is a time when you say no. And if you can be able to say no like 4, 5, 6 times, and you actually mean no, they will pin you, or they will give you names. They'll say you are rude, you're not a good person, you are antisocial, you and all those kind of things. But at the end of the day, they will respect you with that, and they'll understand, hey, if you want to go to Joseph, you have to be very, very sure what you're doing, and be sure that the guy can actually say no to whatever the thing that you're asking from them. That's where the people do not understand. A lot of people tend even to fear to say no, even to parents. You're supposed to say no. You see, well, I understand we should respect them, we should love them. They're amazing, all right? But again, you have to understand, you have to let them know and understand, hey, guess what, guys? At this particular point, I'm really trying cause 1, 2, 3, 4. For now, I may not be able to do so, but guess what? Once I get it, rest assured, I'll revert and I'll be able to say it. You see, this thing is more of intelligence than emotional, all right? Now, we go to the next point, is that one thing that you're supposed to understand is that it's always good to encourage what we call the independency. It's good to encourage them independency and let them understand, hey, guess what? You know what, guys? It's always good, because at the end of the day, I ain't gonna solve all your problems like the rest of your life. Whenever I send you a little bit of money, it's good to do this and this and the other, so that at least you can move to a point whereby you are now independent. Can you guess what? For me, or for my case, there was nobody ahead of me. Say maybe you're talking as a firstborn. There was nobody ahead of you, nobody whom you relied to. It was your hard work, the luck, and the God's grace. That's how I managed. But I did so when I had the proper management skills. Like every time I send you money, you manipulate that money, you squander that money, it is gone. There is nothing appropriate that you do with it, because you still have a mentality of, tomorrow I'll send you money. That doesn't work. One day I might get out of this world. Who will help you? It's always good to show them areas of how you can invest, what you can be able to do, and all those aspects, so that at least you can progress to the next level. Encourage independency. Let them understand, guess what? This thing, it all means you being independent. You see, sometimes most of the people I usually interact with them, they know what they tell me. They always tell me that, hey, I would like when a family member calls me and tells me, hey, instead of you giving me these 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, give me 150,000, give me 200,000, all right? Set up a business. You'd rather even call it your business. Employ me there. I'll be able to settle, to handle myself, be able to be financially free, and then maybe leave the job for you. Or maybe if you're going to lend me the money, I start the job, I cater for my family and move to the next level. Most of the people are actually ready to do that. But if they're not ready, then do not know what kind of a people, because hey, at the end of the day, we have people who are not good, and they usually tell you, I cannot be able to do that. I'll just give me a little bit of time, I'll think about it, and all those kind of things. Okay, if you have the capability of helping your family members, I mean, seriously, if you can, okay, just help them, because at the end of the day, if you become ultra wealthy and they are just struggling down there, you ain't gonna find peace, because they'll be calling you every time, every time, every time. So it is good to support them, put them somewhere at least they can be able to get out for their family members and all those kind of things. But I know out there you fear competition and what have you. After all this property is going to live here in this world. All right. So it is always good to do exactly that. Now, the other thing is also good to do what? To offer alternative non-financial guidance, moral approach to money. You see, if you can sit them down and educate them about financial management, you tell them, hey, guess what? Money is not what you think. Money is always a product given, or rather is always a reward given after solving someone's problem. So what problems are you guys solving on me? There are no problems that you are solving for me. I'm only giving you on the basis like tulizaliwa pamoja, or we are just family members. What other problem are you solving on me? Nothing. If I want to set some, say, livestock back at home, you guys will steal everything. So you're actually more problems than you know, you're actually more problematic to me than you're actually beneficial. So you see, money is not given. You see, it's earned. All right, it's earned, and it's attracted. You have to have morals, you have to have etiquette, you have to have value on top of you, so that at least you can be able to attract money. But if you are out there feeling responsible, or you're feeling like it's your right to be given money, that is not the thing. If you view or achieve or approach life from that perspective, you're gonna struggle, you're gonna get yourself in a very big problems. All right, so guess what? I'm always ready to support you guys if you can be more valuable to me. But guess what? I'm back, I'm far there. I'm actually sending you money to buy me a plot piece of land. You're thinking from stealing from me. You're thinking about that. See, when you sit them down, you talk them strictly, harshly, tell them understand. Guess what? Tough love works. If you talk to them like that, they become enlightened and they understand. For those who do, not all of them will actually understand. Some of them will view you as you being rude and what have you. It's okay. I mean, seriously, especially if you're 30 years and above. Come on. I mean, it's not a must that you be loved by everybody. That's a reality. If two people can actually understand you in a family, and that's why you find those people who are outside the country, they usually have like one individual, or even two, or even none. Because it's not a must that you be understood by everyone back at home. If you only have like one individual whom you can trust, you're good to go. You can do wonders with that. So the point is this: always talk to them, always offer them what we call non-financial support. These guys, they do not understand the principles of money. They do not understand the principles of finance. That's why they keep on giving you calls. That's why they keep on calling you and all those kind of things, all right? The last one and not the least is that always avoid having easily accessible money. So if you have some money a little bit, you know, set aside and it's not your emergency, for just a money hanging somewhere, usually I call it idle money. The moment these guys calls you, then you take that money and send to them. So avoid having easily accessible money. Because even if you are emotional, you'd love to have them, but all your money is fixed. What happens? You don't send your money. That's a reality. So it's always good to make sure that you don't have easily accessible money. And it's always good to have a budget about the black tax. If you realize you're coming from a family where the black tax is real, it's out there, and it has to be catered for, then you have to understand, hey, guess what? I have to actually incorporate them in my budget. And when the moment they exhaust their budget, done. You can't go beyond that. That's the way we go ahead and do the things. Guess what, guys? That's the end of my video, but don't forget this. Get my number from the description of this specific video. Give me a call. I offer financial services pertaining to consultation, how to invest, where to invest, and how to go about it. Get that number. You can as well get my booklets, and we can keep on talking, because they say, hey, if we stop talking, we start fighting. For now, say goodbye. Don't forget to subscribe as well. See you the next one. Goodbye.